Hey everyone, Lee here from the 3D Modeler. Welcome back. Want to convert your AI generated concept into a production ready model for games or cinematic projects? Today we will explore 3D modeling in 3ds Max using a stunning Victorian-style building concept created with Leonardo AI. This tutorial series is perfect for beginners and those looking to polish their skills. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this one. Now, get ready to bring this historical concept to life and let's dive in. Now we are in 3ds Max and let's start our modeling process by importing our reference image. And to do so, let's go to the Shapes tab and let's create a new rectangular spline. So I will go to the front view by pressing shortcut F. Then I will start creating a new rectangular spline like this. And to align our rectangular spline to the origin of the grid, I will go to the Move tool by pressing shortcut W. Then I will go to the status bar and I will right click on the X and the Y and the Z axis like this. Now we have aligned our rectangular spline to the origin of the grid. Now let's convert our rectangular spline into an editable poly object. And to do so, let's select our rectangular spline, right click and convert to an editable poly. As you can see, nothing happened, and this is because we still need to exit the wireframe mode by pressing shortcut F3. Now we have enabled the edged faces mode. Now let's import our reference JPEG file. And to do so, let's open our material editor window by pressing shortcut M or by clicking on its icon in the toolbar right there. Now let's assign a new V-Ray material. So from get material, let's assign a new V-Ray material. Then let's apply a new bitmap to its diffusion slot like this. And in the bitmap, let's select our reference JPEG file and press open. Now let's assign our new created material to our object, so I can drag and drop the material to the object like this, or I can select our object and press on assign material to selection. Now we have assigned our new created material to our plane object. Now I want to show the texture of the material in viewport, and to do so I will press on this button here, which is show shaded material in viewport. But as you can see, nothing happened, and this is because we still need to apply a UVW map modifier to our plane object. And to do so, let's go to the modify panel and let's select a UVW map modifier and let's assign it to our object. And as you can see, once we have applied our UVW map modifier to our object, we started to see the texture in the viewport. But as you can see in the viewport, our reference image assigned to our plane is stretched and deformed. And this is because the type of UVW map modifier we are using is a planar map, which project our JPEG file on the plane according to its dimension, which is controlled by its length and width. So we need to adjust the dimension of our planar map so that it is proportional to the dimension of our reference JPEG file. And to do so, I will scroll down until I reach an option called bitmap fit. Let's click on it and let's select our reference JPEG file and press open. Now we have adjusted the dimension of our planar map so that it is in scale with our reference JPEG file. Now let's adjust the dimension of our plane so it fits the dimension of our reference image. And to do so, let's go to the editable poly layer. And to show the effect of the UVW map modifier on our object while editing it, I will enable this option here, which is show end result like this. And now let's go to the edge mode by pressing shortcut 2 or by clicking on its icon in this menu here. Then let's disable the snap option by pressing shortcut S or by clicking on its icon in the toolbar right there. Now let's select this edge and move it inward like this, and this edge, and let's move it inward like this. And now as you can see, we have adjusted the dimension of our plan so it fits the dimension of our reference image. Now, let's align the bottom of the building in our reference image with the origin of the grid. And to do so, let's go to the hierarchy panel and let's enable affect pivot only, and let's move our pivot downward like this until it is aligned with the bottom of our building. Now let's exit the hierarchy panel, and in the status bar let's right click on the Z axis and press Z to zoom in, and as you can see now we have aligned the bottom of the building in our reference image with the origin of the grid. Now I want to adjust the size of the concept building in our reference image so it's proportionate to a standard sized building in the real world. For Victorian buildings, the floor to ceiling height range between 3 to 4 meters. I will go with 3.65 meters for our concept building. So let's create a reference rectangular spline. So from the shapes tab, let's create a new rectangular spline like this. I will give it a length of 365 centimeters and 400 centimeters for its width. Now let's disable the grid lines by pressing shortcut G, and let's go to the move tool by pressing shortcut W or by clicking on its icon here in the toolbar. And now let's align the bottom of our reference rectangular spline with the bottom of our concept building. Now let's select our reference image and let's go to the uniform scale tool by pressing shortcut R or by clicking on its icon here in the toolbar. And now let's scale it up like this. And now I'm sure that the floor to ceiling height of the first floor of our concept building is equal to the length of our reference rectangular spline, which is 365 centimeters. Now let's delete our reference rectangular spline and zoom out to show our reference image. And now I'm sure that the size of our concept building is proportionate to a standard sized building in the real world. And this is how you can import your reference image into 3ds Max and scale it proportionally to real life size. That's a wrap for part 1. If you enjoyed it, show some love by liking, commenting and subscribing. Your support means the world to me and inspire me to create more awesome content for you. Can't wait to see you in part 2. Thanks for watching.